Hello friends, welcome to Code Crush Coding. In the previous video, we have learned how to pass array to a method. In this video, we are going to learn how to return array from a method. Let's say we have to initialize the array. So there are multiple ways in which you can initialize the array, right? First thing is you can directly pass the values to array. Let's say I have an array int arr. I can directly initialize this array by passing the values inside the curly braces, right? So this is one of the way to initialize the array, but this is called hard coding of the array initialization. Means you are directly providing values to the array. But if you don't want to provide directly the values, if you want to get the values from the user, then you need to accept the values from the user, right? So how to do this? So we already have covered in one of the video how to get the values from the user. So let's quickly see that. So first thing is you need to declare an array with its size. Let's say my size of array is 5, right? So in this case, what will happen? This array will be able to store the 5 values of integer data type. We can have the for loop here. So let's say for int I is equal to 0, then we will have I less than 5, right? Because that is the size of our array. And then we will have, or we can directly say here arr dot length, that will also store the value 5 because we have provided here the size of array. Then we will say I plus plus, and then inside this we need to accept the values from the user. So how to accept those values? To make the object of scanner class, right? So here we will make scanner class object. So that is scanner. Let's say sc is the object name, is equal to new scanner, and here we need to say system.in, and here in array of I need to say whatever the object of the scanner class, that we need to say, which is sc dot next int, because we are storing the data type integer type here. And in this way our array will be accepted here. If I run this code now, so here we can pass, or we can declare 5 values. So first one is 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. See, so in this way you can able to accept the values from the user by providing this logic of getting the values from the user, right? So if I want to have a different array, so again I will need to implement this particular statement, right? So instead of doing that, we will write one method, and inside this method we will have this logic. So, and this method will return the array. So let's see that how we can do this. Let's first remove this part, and whenever we are creating a new array, then we will call that method. So which is like get array is the name of method. Okay, and this array will not take any parameter here. We just need to return array from this particular method. It will not have any argument here. So let's declare the method. So let's say private, and this method will return us the array. So we need to provide a data type of integer, and let us know the method that you are going to return array. So that's why we are providing here the square brackets and the name of method, which is get array, and it does not have any parameters, so we will keep this empty, and then the method implementation. Now here what error we are getting? So error says this method must return a result of type int array. So this method should return integer array here. So we will see how to return it. So first thing, whenever we are going to create array, we need to initialize the array with the user values. So that's why first thing will be, we need to take the size from the user, that how many elements the user want to store inside the array, right? So let's first create the scanner class object to get the input from the user, is equal to new scanner system.in. Okay, and then we will print a message here, sysout, and the message says enter size of array. Once you have the size of array here, we need to store it inside a variable. Let's say int size is the variable, and you will say sc dot next int. What this statement will currently do? So what this statement will currently do, it will store an integer value size inside this particular variable, which will be the size of array. Now we have got the size of array. Now we need to accept the values from the user, right? So we need to make use of for loop. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than size, because size is the variable for the array size here. And then we will say I plus plus. And inside this, we need to accept the values. So array of I. Now here we need to declare an array because we don't have array variable here, right? So we need to declare an array here. So here we can declare array after accepting the size. So array will be int arr to new int, and then we need to pass the size of array, which will be stored inside this variable size. So in this way we have just declared a array here. Now we need to store the values inside this array. So here we will say sc dot next int, and then we will return this array. So how we will return this array? We just need to say return keyword, return, and then we need to say the variable name, which is arr. So this particular method is going to return the array. So this is our array, which is of the size which user will enter, and then we will accept the values. Before this for loop, we can print one message so that user will not confuse here. So let's say sys out, and we will say here enter whatever size is there, and then elements. Let's say user has entered size as 2, then it will print message enter 2 elements. We will say here 2 values. Let's say values here. And if I run this code now, let's see the output. So we are getting one error. What does the error says? We are calling this particular method get array directly here, right? So it can't be called in this way. We need to create the object of that class, and then we can call this method. Our name of the class is array fun, right? So we will say here array fun, then the object obj is equal to new array fun, and then we can call this particular method obj dot get array. Now the error is resolved. So what basically this code will do, it will start from the main method. It will create the object of array fun, which is obj, and then it will call this method get array. As get array is returning us the array, we need to store it inside the array here, right? We can have any name. In this case, the names are same, but you can provide any name here. Let's say this is array 1. Okay, we can print that array 1 here. After that, let's first run this. So see, enter size of array. Now here we have called this get array method. Then the control will go to this line get array. It will print the message enter size of array. Now if I enter here 3, so it will print enter 3 values. Let's say I enter here 100, -4, and 8. So this is my array here, right? So in this way we will be able to accept the values. Now it has returned the array, but how we can cross check whether it has returned these values to this particular array? When we can print that array. So let's print it. We can print here with the help of for loop. For int I is equal to 0, I less than array 1 dot length, because we are storing that particular array in array 1 now. So we can say here array 1 dot length, and then we can say I plus plus, and we just need to sys out now. Sys out. Let's print those values in a single line, and then we can say array 1 of I, and we will add space after each element. Let's run this code. So enter size of array. Let's say I enter here 4. Enter 4 values 1, 8, 0, 12. So see, we are able to print the values for array 1. Here we have written the array, and that array is stored inside the array variable array 1, and now we have printed array 1. So in this way you can return array from a method. So two things to remember here. Whatever logic you have, you can write that. Main thing is the return type should be of array type, and you need to return the array, and then whatever you have returned, you can store that particular returned value inside the same data type. Now you have written integer array, so you need to store it inside the same data type. Otherwise, you will get the error. That in this video, we will cover another topics in next video. Thank you for watching.